Kate from Newline. I wanted to address a question that we've been getting on the training side that we have a lot of folks that ask, I'll say, especially when they are working in the whiteboard. And the question is when I'm writing, sometimes the pen just switches colors on me. They're like, it's not really annoying, but it takes me by surprise. And the kids are like, and it's magic. And you're like, yeah, magical. But if you're curious as to why that might be happening, we're going to talk about it right now. So your panel has something called object recognition. It's always being receptive to anything that's touching the panel. And it can tell the difference between a thin point, a thick point, and then like something jumbo like your hand. For example, and I'll say I'm reaching around, I got one here, and let me actually grab one of our Newline stylus pens because you're going to see the same thing. So you have it, I'm going to get out of the way here. You have a thin point on your Newline pen. So you've seen me before. A lot of us use chopsticks. So this is the thin point. This is kind of automatically recognized as like a thin writing utensil. Then the other side of your Newline stylus pen has a thick point, and that's like the same thing as using your finger. And so what happens is folks will tell me that they're moving along and they're writing and things are good, and then all of a sudden they come back or they're doing something else and it switches colors. Well, what has happened is that you've taken up more of a footprint on that infrared grid. So instead of recognizing your writing utensil as a thick point or a thin point, it recognizes it as a thick point, or vice versa. I'll say if anybody out there, if you have longer fingernails, you may have experienced this kind of in reverse, that you're writing with your finger, but then if your fingernail kind of becomes the point of the screen, it's like, ooh, that's a thin point. Very sleek and stylish. And so the panel is trying to anticipate your needs. So that is what it's doing, but it's recognizing the footprint of whatever is being taken up. So if you've ever done training with me, you probably heard me say this. I don't use our pens. That's because I will say, if any of my English teachers out there, I'm so sorry. Like I choke up, I have a weird writing grip. But my finger gets really close to the end, and you can see I'm kind of moving out of the way there. You can see how close that finger is to that thin point. So when I go to touch the panel can't tell if that's a thin point or a thick point because I'm actually breaking that infrared grid with both things. So I do use chopsticks because this keeps my hand very far away from the panel so I don't accidentally mess anything up, and that makes me happy because I know I'm being deliberate in the actions I'm taking. Now, I will tell you, if I really work at it and like drag my whole pencil or my whole chopstick across, see if I can do it. Oh, so there we go. I can break enough of the plane to make it be recognized as a thick point, but it takes some effort. So that's why I kind of stick with these bad boys. But that's what it's doing. It's just recognizing the size of the object, and it's trying to respond accordingly. So it is trying to do its best job for you. I did mention a really jumbo point, your hand, of course, is your eraser at any given time. So I do like to emphasize that. But right now I am in the whiteboard setting right with fine pen or finger. So of course, depending on whatever size writing utensil you're using, they're going to both be writing utensils. Every once in a while, I'll have somebody, they're like, yes, I'm in fine pen only, and I'm writing with my pen, but then all of a sudden my screen starts moving. So you can see I'm able to kind of break enough of the plane. It's the exact same idea, but instead of your thick point being recognized as another writing utensil, it's your mover, your zoomer, or your mouse. So that's what's going on, but it's the same object recognition idea. So hopefully that sheds some light onto the situation of, why your pen may be choosing colors and all of those different types of things. Keep the questions coming. Of course, this is how we enhance and add to our video library. So if there's something that you have a question about, let us know, because somebody else is probably wondering the same thing, and we definitely want to be helpful and get the info out for everybody. So have a great day with whatever you're doing, and we will talk again soon. Take it easy.